Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. Good to see a few of the early birds up and at it. Alison, morning to you. Tony, Facebook user, whoever you are. Good morning. Hey, folks. Yeah, thanks, Alison. It's always good to get into a reminder of our fundamentals, which is always awesome. Hey, good morning, Kevin. Good to see you, mate. Everything seems to be going all right this morning, which is awesome. No bugs in the system. Morning, Sharon. I'll do the quick intros. Welcome to another Wealth Coffee Chat, folks. Jason Witten here. Most of you know that, and if you don't, give us a shout out in the chat. Say hello. Tell us where you're from. Tell us what you're up to. Thanks for dropping by wherever you're coming in from. We get together each day, 10 past 8, have a bit of a chat. A Wealth Coffee Chat, matter of fact. And we talk about real estate investing and the things around real estate investing that might be influencing our behaviour and our decisions out there in the marketplace. And it's always good to have you guys hanging out and interacting in the chat. So welcome along. Anyone who's new, welcome back. Anyone who is revisiting, great to have you guys here. Today, I was going to talk to you guys about the types of deals that we might be able to do in, let's say, uncertain times. There's always uncertain times. This is this is an interesting thing. Oh, COVID, this, that, and the other, right? But what's the uncertainty right now? You know, for many investors, tell me if you're sitting there right now at home or at work or wherever you are, and you're listening in to the live this morning. What's the uncertainty? What's the sort of the challenge, the issue? Tell me, why aren't we? If you had the dollars and cents, if you had the money, why aren't we buying another property? What's going on for the marketplace? Because the marketplace has gone a little bit quiet when it comes to the property buying world. And what's happened? Rising interest rates, yeah. And tell me specifically, with those rising interest rates, what is the challenge? Why is that stopping people, stopping investors buying their next property, still moving forward fast and furiously when it comes to the world of real estate? Tell me in the chat, what do you think might be going on? Because I want to talk about the types of property deals, if we're able and capable, the types of property deals we could do. Yeah, lending ability has been restricted. But so servicing right now, let's say, okay, well, I can't necessarily afford it right now, or I might be touch and go right now, okay? But maybe what would, let's say, somebody potentially, it might be you too, what would be your concern in the future? What would be the concern in the future? So lending and serviceability. Can I borrow to buy the property? That's really what's going on, right? Is anybody got anything else? Because let's face it, team, we've got a rental boom going off. Like the rents are going skyrocketing like crazy. You know, values have adjusted a small amount, but not anything ludicrous like the Commonwealth Bank 40% drop. You know, what absolute friggin' rubbish. Anything else going on out there? Well, let's have a bit of a chat. Let's talk about the types of opportunities that we could do and how we manage and maneuver our way through, let's say, these moments in time. Right, let's have a bit of a look. What's the types of opportunities? What's the types of property deals that we can do? Now, Sam has these in his Forex growth strategy as well. What's the types of property deals that we can do? Let's zoom out. Let's zoom out and have a look at the styles of deals you can do, right? Okay, so how do we go ahead and buy a certain type of property? You can buy an existing property, right? You can buy an existing property. Around the corner, it's already there. All right, now, tell me in the chat, what are the other styles of properties? Right, Alison, absolutely. You can buy an off-the-plan property. All right, off-the-plan property. Tell me, that's two, an existing property, whatever style of property it is, house, apartment, townhouse, you can nick around the corner and buy one. if it's available, by the way. And you could buy a property that's not constructed yet, okay, an off-the-plan property. Right, there's got to be some other types of deals that we can buy. What's another type of deal that we can buy, team? Construction, yeah, that's right. We could buy land and construct. There we go. So, yep, and the fourth one is a development / JV, okay? So, if you have the opportunity to think about, all right, well, where am I right now? Which one of these types of deals? There's always a type of deal you can do. And what are the things we need to consider when we look into the future? These types of deals now, you know, let's say, for example, what are some of the challenges with existing property, okay? So if you were to buy an existing property, maybe your servicing is an issue. Maybe at this moment in time, your servicing isn't an issue, okay? So you've got to service today. Okay, tell me, with off the plan. Now, this might sound, I don't want you to misinterpret my conversation here, right? This, you know, all investing has an element of a small amount of risk. But think about how we can control, be involved in a deal and still move forward depending on what's going on, right? So let's talk about this. Right, off the plan. Is servicing an issue right today, at this moment in time for off the plan? Tell me in the chat. So an existing property, you've got to go down to the bank, you've got to get a loan and you've got to buy it, right? You've got to have the dosh, you've got to have the dollars and centsies, all right? But tell me, this is a question. All right, okay. So servicing doesn't matter at this moment in time. Now, let's, this is always interesting. All right, so, yes. No, all right. All right, what about land and construction? What about land and construction? Buying a piece of land and building a house. Do I need to get servicing straight away today? And, you know, do I need to, you know, get on with it? Do I need to get a loan, you know, technically, et cetera, et cetera? Yeah. You're stealing my thunder, Facebook user. Who's that in the chat? It must be someone in our private mentoring groups. Off the plan will settle in a couple of years when servicing will be easier. And this is my conversation today. I want you guys to understand, you know, an opportunity, the thought pattern, the process, because certainly, yeah, so it depends on the registration, Sharon, yeah, absolutely. However, if we're talking about, you know, land and construction, you know, most of the time you've got to go ahead and you've got to get a loan and you've got to settle the land and then you've got to, hey Mark, good to see you, mate. Then you've got to settle the land and then you've got to construct the property. So you need a loan, you need servicing, right? So, as we go. And last but not least, a development via a joint venture. So you participate in a deal with someone else. Tell me, do you need servicing? Now, this is all predicated on you've got a deposit. You've got access to a deposit, team. You've got access to 50, 80, 100 grand or more. Luke, how are you, mate? This is predicated on you've got access to a deposit with a joint venture. Many of you guys know that myself and Sam have been putting together joint venture opportunities where you can participate, we can do things together and do some small land subdivisions and make a bit of a profit on those deals. We can keep our money working. Do you need to get finance? Do you need to get finance for a joint venture? A small development type of deal? Put that in the chat. Do we need to do that? Do we need to toddle on down the bank and get servicing for that one? The answer is no. The answer is no. you don't need to. So let's have a think about where we're sitting right now. Let's have a think about these couple of things when it comes to creating opportunity, continuing to be able to invest as property investors, and continuing our stuff. Now, today I want to talk about this one. This one is where I believe the opportunity lies right now. Armed with the understanding of what is actually going on in the marketplace, armed with some knowledge, armed with the understanding of what's going on in the marketplace, we can make a calculated decision as investors to jump on a deal. Now, off the plan, I love off the plan. I'm a big fan. I've done so many deals off the plan, it's not funny. Right now, I've got 4 off the plans settling over the next, couple of years myself. Hey, Jeff, all the way from the Philippines, mate. Good to see you. Mate, always good. Always awesome to have you joining us, Jeff, no matter where you are. So off the plan. This is today. This is now. All right. And let's say this is 24 months, okay? That's 2 years away, 24 months. What do you reckon? Is it better 2 years or 24 months? Let's just go 24 months. All right, so let's talk about what this might be. You buy the property today. Let's say most of these are either, townhouses or apartments, okay? What's the general gist? Tell me in the chat, how long, on average, and I know a few of you, Alison is in and off the plan. Tell me, how long, on average, does a reasonably sized off the plan property take from beginning to completion? Like, this is just on average, but let's just sort of say what that is. Chuck that in the chat for me right now. And I'm actually going to change that a little bit. If you guys are there, it takes on average between 18 and 36 months. All right? Yep, 18 months to 2 years. That's it. Chris and Kat, thanks, Sharon. And some of them can take a bit longer, okay? Now, that's kind of like between 18 months to 3 years. Now, you don't want one 3 years away. That's a million miles away. 2 years is kind of a nice sweet spot, right? When it comes to this. So let's say we buy our property and, we're happy days and we're going here and this is where we've got to stump up with the cash, all right? Okay, what happens day one here? What do we need to do the day we put our money down on and off the plan? Team, tell me what has to happen, all right? Tell me what can happen here. You need to put down a deposit, right? So you put down a deposit, and normally that deposit is about 10% deposit, okay? So let's say you put down, let's say that's a $600,000 property. You need 60K to be in the market. 60K, you're in, you pay a deposit, yep, and you start saving as well, Alison, absolutely. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about from today. Let's talk about what we believe based on really solid stats, information, and understanding of what's going on in the Australian marketplace. Tell me, today, and let's just say today you don't service the property, you service 500, not 600, okay? Let's just say that. Now, let's say that's 600 and your servicing is, let's say 500. Okay, let's talk about this. What do you believe? What do we believe? What do we know that is already happening over these next 2 years? Tell me in the chat. We've got so many crazy things that are going on in the chat that could occur over the next 2 years. Whack that in the chat. Number one, rents. Absolutely skyrocketing. Absolutely skyrocketing. Folks, we have got a rental boom like we've never seen in Australian history. Never seen in Australian history. Absolute madness, all right? Yeah, absolutely. Pressure in the markets on properties, totally. Growth, rental increases. What is going to put pressure in the market? What is coming? What is already mandated by the government? 1 million more skilled migrants. So we've got 1 million. So we've got 1 million, yep, and then less supply, Belinda, for sure, for sure. Less supply. We've got 1 million people. We've got 1 million skilled migrants over the next 4 years, right? Okay, immigration up. And let's just do this. Let's just do this. Let's just do this, all right? Let's go. Over the next 2 years, we've got 500,000 people coming, right? Permanent people. And then we will have 1 million. 1 million. Let me show you something here. I'll just quickly grab my iPad. We'll have 1 million, folks. Let's see if I can do this just quickly while we're sitting here. 1 million. Oh, yep. Dun, dun, dun. Actually, stick with me. We're going to have 1 million. What? Tell me in the chat, 1 million what? 1 million is, again, another crazy, amazing thing that's going to happen. All right? 1 million what? Tell me right now in the chat. 1 million of these. Yeah. Rental crisis, low availability. Olympics. Yeah, where's the Olympics? The Commonwealth Games is coming to Melbourne, folks. Yeah. Yeah, perfect. So tell me, we have got... Oh, there we go. There we go. All right, let's do this. Can you guys see that? Oh, you might not be able to see it. All right. Check this out, team. Check this out, folks. Have a look at where we're going. Permanent recovery. This is earlier in the year. We're going to be upwards of 1 million temporary visas. So temporary is students, okay? So temporary is students. Temporary is students. Permanent is people. So we're going to have 1.5 million people. Rents are crazy. Unemployment or employment is the best it's ever been. And slowly but surely, wages are rising for the first time in over a decade, which is cool. Wages are rising. There you go. Wages are rising. We've got permanent and temporary recovery like there's no tomorrow. Like, this is crazy, team. All right, I'm telling you. All right, let's go back to our board here. All right. Rents skyrocketing. 500,000 people permanent. Permanent, okay? 1 million temporary visitors, which is students and holiday makers. Unemployment, the lowest unemployment we've ever seen in Australia's history. Wages rising, okay? So, what do you reckon? I reckon what would happen after 2 years, let's say the rent is $600 a week here. Tell me, as we bring this to a close, in 2 years' time, you buy a property, off the plan today in a great location. In 2 years' time, what do you think might happen? Tell me, what do you think might happen to the rent? And arguably, we've seen this just recently. Maybe Sharon or one of the coaches or one of the team can, we've had people buy off the plan properties in Canberra, and those Canberra properties have gone from, purchase price, let's say 400 up to 550 off the plan. All right. So let's have a look at this. The rent might now be 700 a week. Somebody's wages might have gone up, 20K. And what I believe, team, what I believe is that, that interest rates will go down a little bit. Okay? Yeah, rents maybe 700. The rents will go up before settlement. That's it. Servicing increases, helps with lending. So, right now, for me, for you, if you've got your deposit ready, but servicing's maybe a little concern, then maybe an off-the-plan opportunity makes a bit of sense. Don't be so nervous. You know, make sure you check in with your broker and all of those sort of things. You know, like Alison said there before, you can be saving over 2 years as well. Imagine you save another 20, 30, 40 grand as well. You know, rents go up, wages go up, interest rates go down. I think the interest rates will peak at the end of this year. And that's not me guessing, team. I've asked, you know, a lot smarter people than me. We might have 1 to 2 more interest rate rises up to Christmas. It'll go flat. And then sometime next year, March, April, May, June, they might drop them down a bit as well. So there you go. Anyway, that's it. Wealth Coffee Chat done and dusted. Hopefully that makes sense. For me, if you want to keep moving forward, these off-the-plan opportunities will make sense depending on what your level of risk and commitment to this property investing thing is all about. So there you go. Anyway, off the plan. Works for me. Maybe it'll work for you. All right, folks. Well, that's it. Wealth Coffee Chat done and dusted for the day. You guys be awesome and well. Whatever you get up to today. And join me tomorrow around about the same time. As always, leave a comment in the chat if you want me to chat about something, talk about something. Something's on your mind, whack that in the chat for me. And I'll make sure I circle around and have a bit of a look at what it might look like. Now, somebody did say the other day about borrowing when you're a little bit older. And I'll circle around on that one as well. All right, folks, that's it. Wealth Coffee Chat done and dusted for today. See you tomorrow. Remember, buy well, never sell. That's the motto around here. This thing's a marathon, not a sprint. Takes time. See you, folks. Adios. Bye-bye.